we're at the Long Island Railroad crossing here on Chichester Avenue. In Moriches, New York, of the Long Island Railroad's Montauk branch, we're going to be seeing train 16, the Cannonball, running between Penn Station and Montauk. Non-stop run of 74 miles between Penn Station and West Hampton. We're going to be seeing DM30AC 510 leading, 515 on the rear with 12 cars, running about 4 minutes late out of Patchogue. And we're taking a look towards the east. Next crossing is Railroad Avenue, far side of the BO block limit station when this was manual block. This is Rule 261 territory all the way to Montauk. While we're waiting for train 16 to pass, this train usually gets through here at around 5:35. We're 65 miles east of Penn Station, New York City. This train makes a non-stop run between Penn Station and West Hampton. West Hampton is its first stop, as this train makes limited stops of West Hampton, Southampton, Bridgehampton, East Hampton, and Montauk. Okay, the gates are about to go down to the next crossing to the west of here. Gates will be coming down here shortly. Signing off for the crossings, Edson and Moriches, and now the crossing gates are going down at the next crossing. Before here, gates will be coming down shortly, as it is now. And here comes train 16. And there's Chris, who will be retiring on Labor Day weekend, or just after Labor Day weekend. Chris is one of the people who is part of the MOV. MOV runs the back of train 16 just to make sure that this equipment runs flawlessly on its full run between Penn Station and Montauk. West Hampton will be its first stop after Penn Station. Hey, we're back at St. James here on the Port Jefferson branch. We're going to be watching actually three trains. We'll be watching train 698 run between Long Island City and Hunters Point Avenue to Port Jefferson. Then we're going to be watching train 3653 and 3655, both deadhead moves between Port Jefferson and the Jamaica Storage Yard. 3653 running with the C3 cab car 5017, which will be the leader of this consist, 400 on the rear with 3. And 3655 DM30AC 502 leading, 505 on the rear with 7, which came in as train 660. 3653 came in as train 662 right after 660. Because of the trains coming through late, 3655 has been coming through early, but because of the delay with the arrival of Port Jeff, 3655 is running behind 3653 today. All right, train 698 is running with the E30AC 417 as the leader, C3 cab car 5006 on the rear with 4. This train is set to arrive momentarily. Time now is 7:31. All right, the gates are now coming down here at Lake Avenue for train 698. Train's running on time. Back in prior schedules before the new schedule with the Grand Central access, 698 arrived here at 7:45 and arrived Port Jeff at 8 o'clock. This train is now 15 minutes earlier on the schedule. When 698 ran on the very old schedule before the Grand Central access came in, it returned as train 666 for a brief time, and it's now back to train 698 once again for the foreseeable future. Again, D30AC 417 the leader with C3 cab car 5006 on the rear with 4 cars. This is the 4-car set. Interesting horn sequence there by the engineer of 698 there. Pretty friendly engineer there at 698 there, giving me a little horn salute there. All right, we're going to be waiting for train 3653 and 3655. They'll be basically running neck and neck behind each other, as 3653 and 3655 are just departing Stony Brook. Well, 3653 that is, and then within a moment or so 3655 will follow right behind it, meeting train 698 over at Stony Brook. Again, 5017 the leader, C3 cab car, 5017 the leader, DE30AC 400 on the rear with 3. And then train 3655, which was 660's equipment, DM30AC 502 leading 505 on the rear with 7 cars. 7-car consist normally would be 664's equipment. However, due to the shortage of C3 equipment, 660 on Thursdays and Fridays now operate with 7 cars until the end of summer. Once the end of summer commences and train 16, the Cannonball, no longer runs, and it's back to train 14 as an 8-car set on Fridays, you'll be seeing the 8-car set as train 3655 once again. Train 14 at that point will probably be running with either 6 or 8 cars at that point. As the sun is now setting, will be setting just before 8 o'clock. So we'll have enough daylight to get a photo of this right at the brink of dusk. Time now 7:43, train 3653, which is the first of 2 deadheads, which was the equipment for train 662. And again, C3 cab car 5017 leading, DE30AC 400 on the rear with 3. For train 3653, And then within a minute or so, we'll be seeing train 3655, which is train 660's equipment. DM30AC 502 leading 505 on the rear with 7. As train 3655 is about to round the curve at milepost 51. And the time now is 7:45, and here comes 3655. And the gates are now coming down at Moriches Road. Train 3655, both 3653 and 3655, Port Jefferson to Jamaica Storage Yard. 3655 will run out to Montauk in the wee hours of the morning as train 6002.